let me tell you guys how my Sunday into Monday into today went, because it follows the timeline of Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields, Pittsburgh Steelers, everything that went down. On Sunday night, all conversations of Justin went rather quiet. And it was starting to get a little bit weird how quiet it was. As you were talking, as you were having conversations about the conversations that you thought Justin Fields and the Pittsburgh Steelers were having, you've acknowledged and start to learn that Justin Fields has an offer from Pittsburgh, but it's not believed to be anywhere near the offer from the New York Jets. The Steelers, according to all reports and from what I have heard as well, did not offer any guaranteed money in that second year. Okay, so you're starting to think Justin's probably going to go to New York, that he's not going to stay in Pittsburgh, that this is most likely a turn of the tide that is starting to really ramp up and pick up speed. But where are they going? Justin Fields goes to New York, or is going to New York. Aaron Rodgers is the name that emerges, that everybody starts talking about, that you start to hear above Russell Wilson. Those are the conversations that you have. Those are the conversations that take place on Sunday. It's still Justin. Justin's still their guy. They want to make it work with Justin, but they also acknowledge that money is playing a big factor into this. I wish Nick was here, because I told him this a week ago. We were talking before the show and somehow brought up Justin Fields and stuff. And I said, I don't know, man. I'm getting a little, everything I'm hearing is starting to kind of sound like the money is getting a little out of control on Justin's side, and his value might be too high for the Steelers to retain him. That's the sense that you were picking up early. When it came to Justin Fields, or to who was next in Aaron Rodgers, that's where it got interesting, because it went from Justin's still the guy, but obviously you ask about backup plans. Obviously you ask about who's next, and you expect it to be Russell Wilson, but it's always Aaron Rodgers or a draft pick, maybe Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, draft pick. You go, what is going on? Is it really Aaron Rodgers? Then you hear Sunday night into Monday morning that the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers are planning to have discussions and negotiations on a deal. And nobody knows how fast this is going to go, but you're hearing that's what's going on. Boom. Justin goes to New York. Aaron Rodgers becomes the name for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I will tell you this. I will be very honest with you. I don't think that the Pittsburgh Steelers at any point, still up until right now, have viewed Aaron Rodgers as hands down, there are no questions asked, he is going to be our starting quarterback in 2025. I think the entire time they have viewed it as, we need a quarterback. We need a quarterback plan. The quarterback plan here is Aaron Rodgers remains a competitor with us, or for us, and we can develop somebody behind him. It's a fresh start from Russell Wilson, who we'll dive into here shortly. That's how they have and still have Aaron Rodgers in their minds. That is how they view him. It works, but we're not pushing anything. We're not really going gung-ho for Aaron Rodgers just because we need Aaron Rodgers. I'll give you my thoughts on the situation. Then I will tell you what sources are telling me, including a quote from an anonymous GM in the NFL. And no, it is not Omar Khan, although that would have been awesome. My thoughts on the matter are this. If the Pittsburgh Steelers go with Aaron Rodgers, worse things could happen. Aaron Rodgers is still a guy that gives you an opportunity, more of an opportunity than I think a lot of other guys do. If you're looking at this season and saying, we don't really have other places we need to spend a boatload of money, because they don't. The Steelers don't have a boatload of places that they have to go spend big bucks. They could go and spend money on a quarterback. Then why not take a shot? What's the difference between him and Russell Wilson besides this is something new and this is a different opportunity that maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? We have no idea. And if you're guessing, you're probably going to guess it's not going to work out. And there's all the evidence in the world to say that you're making an educated guess there. But the same goes for Russell Wilson. And there's nobody else on the market right now, except for maybe Joe Milton. And again, we'll get into him in a second, where you look at it and say, oh, that's more upside than Aaron Rodgers. That just didn't work out in the Steelers' favor. It didn't, unfortunately. I look at Aaron as a guy, maybe, whatever. If you're going to bring him in and he's going to work, cool. And if he's going to be able to mentor somebody, which all accounts say that he can, I get what Aaron Rodgers brings to a team. I understand the off the field drama. I get all that. But he was a good mentor to Zach Wilson. He has worked very well with Jordan Love. His resume says he's good at that part. And you have to trust that part. So if that's the Steelers' plan, I get it. Now let's get into money, because that's the important part here. Aaron Rodgers, according to Mike Florio, in a semi quote unquote educated guess, says $90 million over 2 years is what Aaron Rodgers is looking for. I was told today from a Pittsburgh Steelers team source that, I'll just read the quote to you, that the Pittsburgh Steelers are quote unquote more than willing to accommodate any free agent that they feel helps the team. However, they do not make it a practice, as others do, doing deals that don't protect the team. It has to be mutually beneficial. So what does that mean is the big question. That means that, and this was said on the phone, $90 million could be in play for Aaron Rodgers. As crazy as that sounds, $90 million could be in play for Aaron Rodgers. But it comes at a situation where $90 million could turn into $45 million very fast, or $40 million very fast, in a situation where the Steelers and Aaron, can both dip after year one with no consequences. If Aaron feels he's ready to retire and walk into the sunset after a year in Pittsburgh, so be it. The Steelers don't owe him any excess cash. And if the Steelers look at him and say, you're washed, it's over, we got to go in a different direction, so be it. No excess cash. Nothing to hold them together after the 2025 season. That doesn't mean Aaron's willing to take that deal. That just means that that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking to do in this situation when it comes to Aaron and a deal. Again, you could agree with it or disagree with it, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking at this saying, we have the money to spend. If we do it smartly, it doesn't impact us long term. It's just a shot in the dark at a quarterback. Then maybe it works out. Maybe it doesn't. And Tone Diggs of the Pat McAfee Show, whether you're a fan of him or not, has laid this out 5 times in the last 48 hours of just Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, finishing your career with a bang. Maybe. Who knows? Now, this is a quote I got from an anonymous GM that really sparks things up. And if you want to talk Aaron Rodgers' legacy, this is where you talk it. This is from, again, an anonymous GM. Quote, this is going to be a definitive moment for Rodgers and his legacy. If he goes with the Giants, it's all about money because he ain't winning there. If it's about being a part of a winning organization with an elite coach and a chance to further his legacy as a winner, this is a no-brainer. I think a lot of us who have watched Aaron Rodgers' career from afar will be watching this closely. I think he's a winner, and I think he's driven to win. If I'm correct, I'll guess we'll be seeing him in the black and gold. Sounds like confidence around the league, which confidence with me remains the same, is that Aaron Rodgers is going to end up in Pittsburgh. And I feel the exact same way. I look at Aaron Rodgers as a guy that you're going to try to pay and you're going to try to make a deal work. And the New York Giants are going to throw everything they have at him, and great. But let's just run through what Aaron Rodgers gets in Pittsburgh. He gets DK Metcalf, which I get Malik Neighbors, but Malik Neighbors with no offensive line is bad. DK Metcalf. As of right now, George Pickens. You get one of the best pass blocking and pass catching running backs in the NFL in Jaylen Warren. Your offensive line is put together. It's got to work, but it's put together. They have the plans. They have the pieces in place. It's just got to work. You have a sound defense. TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Minka Fitzpatrick, Joey Porter Jr., Patrick Queen. The list keeps going. And the names, Deshaun Elliott, who's his buddy, apparently they're friends, is on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now you got Darius Slay, possibly. I mean, the list of names is out there for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense to say, we're here and we're impressive. And then you have Mike Tomlin, and then you have Arthur Smith. And I understand what everybody's going to say is like, that doesn't hold. It does in the NFL. It holds weight in the NFL. Those two names are big in the NFL and will remain big in the NFL. So I'm looking at it going, I also believe Aaron Rodgers is coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that gives him an opportunity to go out with a bang, because think of who he plays. He plays the Jets. He goes up to Chicago one last time to get to own the Chicago Bears against Caleb Williams and say, even your new guy can't beat me. I own this city. He gets a revenge shot, a redemption shot against the Green Bay Packers in Dublin, Ireland, which is the best way that you can go out against the team that you will one day retire as. Go into the Hall of Fame as a Green Bay Packer. The last time you played them, you beat them in Dublin, Ireland. Could you imagine? And the guy who's your successor, you get to go to Miami one more time. You hopefully get a shot at the playoffs. And I get it. Aaron Rodgers went 5-12 last year and had the worst season of his career. But the Pittsburgh Steelers, with or without good quarterback play over the last 7 years, have made the playoffs. And Aaron Rodgers is much better than 8-8 Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph, and much better than Kenny Pickett. And chances are you're going to get a shot to go to the playoffs again. You're not going to get that in New York. You're not going to get that with the Giants. I predict that Aaron Rodgers is heading to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see when, but I predict that Aaron Rodgers is on his way to Pittsburgh. And I would imagine it comes in classic Aaron Rodgers fashion, right at the time where things are starting to slow down and, you know, you're kind of getting bored of the situation, and then boom, Aaron Rodgers drops his bomb.